So, how do I monetize a video on this topic? Oh yeah, that's the neat part. I probably won't be able to. So, I'm trying a new approach with my videos, and this time I'm gonna be scripting it, so it's gonna feel a little bit weird for the long-time viewers. Let me know if you like it, I guess. Mobox is a popular figure in the FNAF community, most well known for their animations that have hit millions of views, as well as their abundant webcomics. It would be these very passions that lead to the actions that spark such controversy around their name. You see, originally I was making a video just going through the doc I found created on Mobox, but in light of new controversy, I've decided to scrap the old video and more or less redo where I cover the new controversy as well as the old one, and at least make it a little bit easier to digest what I was originally planning to cover. So where exactly do we start? So as I said earlier, Mobox is a popular figure in the FNAF community, most well known for their animations of webcomics. The webcomics in questions being the FNAF Affinity AU, Sassy's Palace, and as well as the now discontinued Sassy's Origin. They also have an animated series in the works known as Open Mind. They were also the owner of the Ida Fanatic Anime 1 YouTube channel, though from what's known, they aren't the owner anymore. In the end, we really would hit a pretty big downfall where currently Mobox and their lover have gone as far as to harass people who dare call them out. It was around September 17th to the 21st of 2020 when Mobox decided to post some rather risky images on their alt Twitter account known as Pixie Lovely. These images depicted a character of theirs as young as 6 doing some rather sexual acts with a character they canonically list as 67 years old. There were 3 of these images listed in the doc I'm referencing as of now, and to say the least, I wish I hadn't opened the doc. When they started to face backlash for their actions, Mobox and Nicolai being their boyfriend from what I understand, tried to minimize and cover up these images by making an excuse that it was a joke about their pet rabbits. Yes, 3 fully colored and shaded jokes. Definitely not something they spent genuine time making. After facing enough backlash, they went on an alt Facebook account to state the following. Okay, now yes, I'll be back when I have more content to post about the suffering baby rabbit or any other OC in something gory or bizarre or whatever. Here I draw it in secret, but I only show them privately to my corduroy. In the meantime, stay with what there is because I do not know when I will enter here again. For now, I'll keep drawing other normal things on the other side. Those who want uncensored drawings, look for me as redacted on Twitter. I clarify, I only changed in the meantime to another account. I clarify, do not support pedophilia, it is drawing carjo. If you cannot stand it, do not follow add me. Mobox would later end up making an apology as well after facing enough backlash, but conveniently being very vague about what they did, leading to their fans to practically instantly forgive them. This, however, was not the only time Mobox tried on risky content. There was another time when Mobox posted some NSFW content of a character most people observe physically to be around the age of 12. Though the age isn't canonically stated by Mobox, the physical development of this character still resembles that of a minor in the people's eyes. Either way, it's still pretty freaking disgusting. So as I've shown in the first section of this video, Mobox creates NSFW content but also knowingly distributes it to their minor audience with no blockades against it. Even to this day I can scroll through their Twitter and find images that are considered as NSFW even though they've claimed to removed it. It is in their apology where they address the risky NSFW they drew, where they state the following. Deleted many Twitter drawings in here because I have a pretty young audience. I mentioned it on live, but I'm not a babysitter of the internet, but I also need to be careful with everything I upload. It is here they both clearly state that they know they had a young audience and that they need to be careful with every upload. Now I already can hear some people saying, hey, they've admitted that they were wrong and have claimed to taken down the drawings. But it only takes me 10 to 15 seconds of scrolling to find a post from October 2021 where they have a presumably female character lifting up their shirt and displaying their breasts. Though there is a censor bar, you make the call, it's still NSFW, to me at least, just censored. Now obviously I'm not saying that you can't post NSFW on Twitter, but rather that you should have a dedicated account for it, like most people. Preferably one with some sort of barrier, i.e. privating the account or at least having an 18+ symbol in their name. Neither of these it seems that Mobox participated in, at least from what I've observed. It's no secret that if you're a good enough artist, you can draw practically anything you want to. Of course, how good it looks is determined by your level of experience. Though even then, most artists seem to have boundaries that they aren't willing to cross. But this is a little bit different for Mobox, if it isn't obvious when it came to the NSFW they drew. To state it blatantly, Mobox has drawn a lot of This may spike a bit from their boyfriend Nicolai, whose own art and comics occasionally revolve around as well. The ironic part in this though has to be that Mobox themselves is an unbaptized Jehovah's Witness, which is apparently a group that was also targeted by. Now of course I'm not saying you can't draw but I only see very few circumstances revolving to why you may need to. But I'd like to say it definitely is really weird to be drawing this many Nazis. This is targeted at Mobox and Nicolai both. Why would you want a Nazi character so much? Also, Nazis aren't just centered around a few specific characters or comics, but are even spread to some of their own webcomics. For instance, for some arbitrary reason, they decided to make Balloon Boy in their FNAF Affinity AU a fan of the Nazis also aren't something that was a while ago in the past, right? According to the document, one of the most recent entries were in February 2022. Though also according to the document, there haven't been many entries since. After Mobox's Tumblr got reported a bunch, they decided to have this Spurgfest response where they respond to the people who reported them. 1 year of high school Spanish better not fail me now. Can I draw Nazis represent similarities to Nazis? Why so me? If you do it, S doesn't bad. It's very bad. But yes, I do it. And it's okay. You can't. Because if you give me a break, but can't say nada. Every day I'm annoyed by people's double standards, and Tumblr is making me so tired more and more every day. Also, this is a weird side note, but why would you respond with both half English, half Spanish sentences? It just doesn't make sense. It makes it hard for both people to read. Though I will say, Mobox's boyfriend Nicolai apparently himself has stated publicly that they do not support the Nazi movement, which I guess is good to state that at least. But still, I have to sit here and wonder, why are you drawing and creating your own Nazi characters? Do they have to be Nazis? There's a bit more on Nicolai in the doc if you want to learn more about their weird shit, but there's not really much on them. A lot of it's really questionable, to say the least. But you leave it as you will. It's not enough for me to make an entire section, so I'll leave it at that. Through and through, so far I think most of us see the complete lack of common sense and morality displayed by both Mobox and Nicolai. More so Nicolai than Mobox, but don't worry, he's going to become a bit more prevalent in this section. Going back and referencing the beginning, I think it is time to show everyone how far they are willing to go to protect their image. So around a few weeks ago, a YouTuber by the name of Crying Blossom made a video reading through the document that was made on Mobox similar to me as of now. The video ended up doing pretty well to the point where Mobox and Nicolai both ended up seeing it. Now what do you think these individuals would have done? If you guessed they'd try to harass Blossom for the coverage of the topic, then good on you. Mobox and Nicolai both ended up harassing Blossom to the point where Blossom ended up dropping a 20-minute response containing loads of screenshots of Mobox and Nicolai's response to the video. Kindly enough, someone went through and ended up making a part 2 to the document on Mobox and Nicolai, which made it kind of easier for me to write this entire section of the video. Mobox and Nicolai both end up seeing the video on March 1st of 2020. Later, the next day, Mobox ends up deleting their main Facebook where, ironically enough, most of the evidence regarding the drawings in this video were housed. Mobox as well ended up deleting things on their, what it says is Pixiv, but I think it means Pixie Lovely account. Don't hold me to that. The works deleted in question would be pages of their comic Stolen Innocence, which ironically would involve a minor OC of theirs getting sexually molested. On March 3rd, Nicolai would end up making a response in which Mobox would comment on it. Personally, from what I have read, it seems to be a bunch of nonsense, but you can find it in the second doc linked below, or you can just read it right here. Mobox would continue going through their socials and continuing to cover up anything perceived as devious, disgusting, or just straight up wrong. Mobox again makes another apology, being as vague as possible, this time even more vague as the last one, but not referencing anything directly in the slightest. Mobox comes to talk to Blossom in DMs, though Mobox apparently has a long history of lying, and Blossom doesn't buy much of what Mobox has to say, leading to Mobox eventually blocking Blossom. Mobox attempts to play victim and then go to Nicolai claiming they've been harassed by Blossom. Nicolai ends up making a rude post that you can read, but it's really not that important. It would be in these comments of this post where things get a little ugly. The fans of Nicolai would be quite toxic, go to the lengths of screen recording them reporting Blossom's video and then showing it off to Nicolai for brownie points. Mobox would end up getting pinged, and then the response to the report would be basically laughing by smashing their keyboard. Further down, Nicolai continues to get heated and starts threatening to make call-out posts on Blossom, and as well as keep encouraging the toxic responses from his fans. Another one of these fans again would report the video for recognition and brownie points. Later, yet again, Mobox would threaten Blossom by playing victim and claiming they've been harassed by them, and claimed they would be getting in contact with a lawyer. Ironically enough, Mobox would then again delete this post. Just to point this out, they've gone as far as threatening lengths of legal trouble to a minor because they made one video calling out their shit and disgusting actions. Truly remarkable. The fans of Mobox and Nicolai still continue to harass Blossom, and we'll leave it at that. Yes, there's probably more I haven't covered, either because I thought it was quite minimal, or I think I just sound like I'm repeating myself. If you want more to the story, I suggest you go down to the docs I've either linked below in the description or in the pinned comment. For what you should do about the vile individuals mentioned here, just block them and don't engage. The doc best says it itself.